This story is about a robbery that shocked the whole world. Rain slashed against the mirrored walls of SkyBank Tower. Thunder rolled across London's skyline like an omen. Inside, 80 floors above the sleeping city, the world's most secure vault guarded over $98 billion in quantum-encrypted assets. At 2:13 a.m., the city lights blinked just once. Then the entire grid went black. Elevators froze, alarms cut off mid-scream, and the vault's biometric door slowly hissed open. No guards moved, no cameras rolled. When power returned 5 minutes later, the vault stood empty, not broken into, simply hollow, as if the money had evaporated. Somewhere, across encrypted radio waves, a woman's calm voice said only 3 words: Phase 1 complete. The world didn't know it yet, but history had just been rewritten.
By sunrise, the stock markets convulsed. Major currencies plummeted within hours. Every global bank that used SkyBank's network went into emergency lockdown. News anchors called it the financial 9/11. The British Prime Minister ordered a full investigation. Interpol, MI6, and Europol joined forces, and within 24 hours, they uncovered something impossible. No breach had occurred. No firewall was tripped. No password stolen. No external IP accessed the system. It was as if the theft had been authorized by the bank itself.
When investigators combed the data, they found one anomaly. Deep in the core security layer, someone had left a single line of code, invisible to human eyes, an algorithm that rewrote transaction logs in real time. The signature on the code was old, almost forgotten, linked to a classified project called Glass Code. The author's name was Evelyn Cross, a former MI6 cyber architect who had vanished 5 years ago after warning Parliament that algorithms would one day choose their own loyalty. Her disappearance had been buried under secrecy, until now.
Liam Voss, a tech journalist with a history of chasing digital conspiracies, picked up the trail. He had once interviewed Evelyn before she disappeared, a woman who spoke softly but saw the world like a network of moving chess pieces. He followed her footprints across old archives, dark web posts, and decrypted files. The more he uncovered, the clearer it became. Evelyn had not gone missing. She had been erased. Her final message before vanishing had said, "If the code cannot be contained, then set it free."
While the world hunted for her, the stolen funds began reappearing. Not in private accounts, but in anonymous donations to charities, refugee programs, and underfunded hospitals across multiple countries. Billion-dollar transfers were split into thousands of microtransactions, each routed through blockchain layers so dense that no one could trace them. The pattern was deliberate. The money hadn't been stolen for greed, it had been redistributed like justice. Governments called it terrorism. People called it a miracle. A joint task force named Operation Tempest was created to track her down. They traced fragments of her digital signature to abandoned data centers, Cold War bunkers, and a defunct satellite relay station in the North Sea. Everywhere they looked, she was one step ahead. Cameras glitched before they arrived. Encrypted hard drives disintegrated the moment they were plugged in. The trail always ended with one mark left behind: a small glass emblem carved into the walls, shaped like an eye watching itself. At 9 a.m., 3 weeks after the heist, every television channel across the world froze. Screens flickered, then displayed a single live broadcast. Evelyn Cross appeared.
She stood in front of a dimly lit room filled with monitors displaying financial graphs and humanitarian footage. Her voice was steady, unhurried. "I did not rob your world," she said. "I corrected its equation." Within seconds, she vanished, leaving the words, "the glass code," behind. The feed returned to normal, but in those 37 seconds, the world had witnessed the face of the most wanted person on the planet.
Liam Voss became obsessed. He found an encrypted note buried in the blockchain signature of the redistributed funds, addressed to him by name. It contained coordinates: Montenegro. He traveled there, crossing cold borders and shadowed checkpoints, until he found what looked like an abandoned monastery in the mountains. Inside, the air smelled of dust and ozone. In the center of the main hall stood a single server rack humming quietly, its lights blinking in rhythm with a human heartbeat. The walls were lined with Evelyn's handwritten notes, equations, moral arguments, and one sentence circled in red: "Power without transparency is theft." When Liam connected his recorder, the server played a pre-recorded message from Evelyn. She said she built glass code to protect information from corruption. But she realized the real virus wasn't in the machines, it was in humanity itself. Greed, control, fear. So she repurposed the algorithm to restore balance. As the recording ended, the building trembled. A low hum grew louder. Liam barely escaped before the entire monastery imploded, collapsing into fire and smoke. The explosion destroyed all remaining evidence, but not before he transmitted her message to the world.
The aftermath was chaos. Global markets shut down. People stormed banks demanding answers. Governments declared financial emergency acts. And yet, amid the collapse, something strange happened. Small economies stabilized. Debt records were wiped clean. Healthcare systems found sudden, unexplained funding. Evelyn's algorithm had not just stolen, it had rewritten the world's financial DNA. For the first time in decades, the rich could no longer predict the market. The code had leveled the playing field.
Liam was taken in by Interpol, accused of aiding a global criminal. But when they decrypted his recorder, they found a final message meant only for him. It contained a live location, an island off the coast of Iceland. He escaped custody and followed it. There, in a lighthouse surrounded by snow and sea, he found her, older, calm, and ready. She looked at him with quiet eyes and told him he could expose her or protect what they had made. The choice would define which world survived. Before he could answer, the lighthouse lights went dark. She was gone.
A year later, the glass code still pulsed quietly through the veins of the global network. Nations had rebuilt, but differently, more transparent, more fearful of hidden systems. Every anniversary of the heist, identical deposits appeared in children's hospitals and climate funds worldwide. One fraction of a Bitcoin, always from the same anonymous source. Analysts tried to trace it, but the trail always ended with one signature: glass code. Liam never saw Evelyn again, but sometimes when he looked up at the city skyline, he imagined she was still there, in the lights, in the code, in the ghost that had forced humanity to see its reflection. The robbery had shocked the world, but what truly terrified it wasn't what was taken. It was what had been revealed.